As Chief Faculty Marshal, I now declare this convocation officially open. The ceremony will be officiated by W. Taylor Reevely IV, the 26th President of Longwood University. Please remain standing for the national anthem, led by Devin Rivera, class of 2021, the posting of the colors by the ROTC Color Guard, and a reflection by Olivia Murray, Senior Class Vice President.
The dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
President Reevely, request permission to post the colors, sir.
You may post the colors.
Present. March. Order. March. Present. March. Order. March.
Today, I wish to share the poem, Each Moment is Precious by Pat A. Fleming. Live in the moment, just take it all in, pay attention to everything, right there and right then. Don't let your mind wander to what's coming next, cherish this moment and give it your best. Don't let tomorrow make you rush through today, or too many great moments will just go to waste. And the person you're with in that moment you share, give them all of your focus, be totally there. Laugh till it hurts, let the tears drop, fill up each moment with all that you've got. Don't miss the details, the lesson is there. Don't get complacent, stay sharp and aware. It can take but a moment to change your life's path, and once it ticks by, there is no going back. In just 60 seconds, you may make a new friend, find your true love, or see a life start or end. You become who you are in those moments you live, and the growth's not in taking, but in how much you give. Life is just moments so precious and few, whether valued or squandered, it's all up to you. Today, we stand here eager to start our senior year. 3 years ago, we were watching our campus transform for the 2016 vice presidential debate, and last year we had the privilege of being present for the grand opening of Upchurch, which we thought might not happen. During this exciting time of our lives, it's easy to get caught up in the thought of what the future holds for us. But reflecting on these events has shown me how fast time really does fly and how things change so quickly. I encourage you to spend this last year on campus being present in the moment. Step outside your comfort zone and experience something new during your last year at Longwood. Attend as many events as you can and meet as many people as possible before we all go our separate ways. Class of 2020, congratulations on your accomplishments thus far, and for the remainder of our time together on this campus, remember to fill up each moment with all that you've got.
And please be seated. Thank you, Olivia. Class of 2020, you look resplendent out there, poised at the outset of senior year. And I am glad that Upchurch did indeed materialize, along with Panda Express. We gather today to begin the year officially and to celebrate Convocation, one of those occasions over the course of the year where we pause, inject a dose of formality into our day-to-day routine, and remind ourselves that the work we do here is special, noble, worthy of sanctification. Convocation is a stately Latin word that means calling us all together. It is one of our great traditions. At a 180-year-old university, rich with tradition, like the special role of Joan of Arc for Longwood, like our student-run honor code, one of just several dozen in America, like our venerable secret societies. Today, we honor two groups in particular. First, our seniors, who will officially assume the title when the capping ceremony is complete, the great class of 2020. Second, we honor those who have guided our seniors from their arrival at Longwood to this point. Our remarkable faculty, whose commitment to their students is, I believe, our institution's most valuable resource. Longwood's faculty are the beating heart of the university. I am pleased that today, in that vein, we will get to honor some of our brightest lights. Longwood's rise in the much-noted U.S. News rankings is driven by the fact that we believe the classroom is sacred space. We believe in hiring full-time faculty. As a percentage matter, in fact, our faculty ranks, get this, have grown more than any other Virginia institution this decade, public or private. And as we progress this afternoon, soon, we will have the honor of hearing from a Longwood legend, too, softball coach Kathy Riley. I will introduce and exalt the GOAT at the proper moment as our convocation speaker. Today, I am also, as always, delighted to welcome members of our Board of Visitors, our governing board, seated behind me. This extremely hardworking group includes Longwood alumni, Longwood parents, a few notable figures in the life of the Commonwealth who started the job with no prior connection to Longwood, but who, without fail, come quickly to love our ancient and great university. Our rector, Eric Hansen, and board members Eileen Anderson, class of 83, Catherine Bond, class of 98, Mike Evans, Stephen Gould, David Halleck, Colleen Margoloff, class of 97, Nadine Marsh-Carter, Larry Palmer, Polly Rabel, class of 91, Rashawn Adkins-Roan, Cookie Scott, class of 72, and Pia Trigiani, our vice rector. We are also honored to have with us the president of the Longwood University Foundation Board, Mike Lewandowski, and the president of the Longwood Alumni Association, Becca Shelton, class of 05. So now, to begin our ceremonial progression today, all the way in due course to capping pandemonium, I call my great friend Eric Hansen to the podium for a word of reflection and welcome, our rector and a preeminent business leader in the Commonwealth, Mr. Rector.
I have to share, we had a board meeting right before this, and there was a heated debate about whether hazing a new rector was acceptable at Longwood. So I feel fortunate just to be here with both eyebrows and no Sharpie tattoos you can't see on my face. It's an honor really to be here and excited to speak with you all. I want to spend a few minutes talking about one of the most important personal characteristics that I feel contributes to your success at Longwood and even after Longwood in your career as the seniors look to move forward, and that's grit. Angela Duckworth, the acclaimed Harvard and Oxford psychologist, wrote a book about grit that spent 22 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. According to Webster, grit is defined as firmness of character, indomitable spirit, and Duckworth takes it a little bit further and defines it as perseverance and passion towards long-term goals. And as I look around at all the seniors in this room and the parents and the teachers that support them, I can't think of a better definition of grit. I believe in today's society of instant gratification, snaps, Netflix, Twitter tweets, Amazon Prime delivery, that the value of grit has been underestimated. I suppose some of this is as our society advances, quality of life improves, and the physical challenges our forefathers were faced with, we are not faced on a day-to-day basis to survive. Grit can come in many forms. Studying for the late-night exam, helping a friend move out of Fraser, getting your first D on the biology exam and going in the next day, not making the starting Lancer basketball team, or even living through a loss of a family member or a friend. People don't typically like to talk about gritty experiences because it often brings up pain, strife, and struggle. Nobody posts on Facebook or Twitter mowing the lawn or plunging a toilet. It is in the struggle that our character, confidence, and conviction develops. Viktor Frankl, the Nazi concentration camp survivor and the author of Man's Search for Meaning, once said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Passion gives us the why, and grit allows you to bear the how to achieve your goals. I want to share a personal grit story with all of you. My father was born in 1935, poor on a small farm in Kansas. He was part of what they called the greatest generation, those who had lived through World War II, the Dust Bowls chronicled in Tim Egan's book, The Worst Hard Time, and on the tail end of the Great Depression. As a young boy, he had two Nazi POWs working side by side with him in the Kansas dirt. My grandfather, a World War I veteran, returned from the war and never spoke of it again. That was just the way the generation dealt with these things. At age 15, my dad contracted polio and spent his entire junior year of high school in the hospital. Polio is an awful disease that attacks the nervous system, and in my father's case, it paralyzed his vocal cords, part of his esophagus, and his breathing airway muscles. He had an iron lung apparatus to help him breathe, a tube in his stomach to feed him, and the doctor said he'd never eat solid food again. Thankfully for my father, his parents never told him how bad his prognosis was, and that gritty farm boy kept trying to eat and kept working on it, and eventually, and he remembers this to the day, the first thing he held down was chocolate milk. So he left the hospital, worked hard, caught up with his senior class, and as a senior graduated as his class president. He went on to Kansas University, got an engineering scholarship, had a normal life, marrying, raising 2.5 kids, and he still walks 2 miles a day at 84. My dad and I didn't always see eye to eye, especially when I was in my years between high school and college. As Mark Twain once said, when I was a boy at 14, my father was so ignorant I could barely stand to be around the old man. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how smart he had become. As a father of 3 teenage girls, I can assure you I am the dumbest person in my house. But like school, like work, and like parenting, if it's worth doing right. And it takes perseverance in the face of adversity. At 21 and now at 52, I can attest to you that the Kansas farm boy was right. You can overcome anything with an eagerness to learn, a sense of humility, and a strong work ethic. You've shown your grit to get this far. Whether you are a rising freshman, excited about the new Lancer experience, or you are a transitioning senior thinking about career steps and steps after Longwood. I often read in the media about millennials and Gen Zers not deserving their compared status to their prior generations. Examples are often the 10th place trophy award or helicopter parenting that you read on the web and in media. I don't believe it, and neither should you. Your generation is now the highest population of all generations in the United States. Let that sink in. From this generation will come our next citizen leaders, our Lincolns, our Roosevelts, our Kennedys. Your Longwood years will mold these future leaders, like our patron St. Joan of Arc, taking the raw iron ore and molding it into a beautiful, strong statement of leadership. We need gritty leaders that aren't afraid to tackle the hard issues of our day, to find compromise in our divisiveness, and who lead with humility and respect. Teddy Roosevelt once said, "It is not the critic that counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows at the end the triumph of achievement, who at his worst, if he fails, at least he fails, daring greatly, so that his place shall never be among those timid souls who neither know victory or defeat." The members of the Board of Visitors wish you the best for your Lancer year and your career and your advancement after this year. Life is sometimes a struggle. Dare greatly, but have the wisdom to know that greatness only comes through personal growth, and in the end, sweat on your brow and dirt on your face. Stay gritty. Go forward, Lancers.
Thank you, Mr. Rector. Wise words. Wise words. Act 2 in our 4-act ceremony is our Convocation speaker. Our speaker this year is one of Longwood's all-time greats, a person who exemplifies excellence in all she undertakes, and who during her nearly quarter century at Longwood has profoundly shaped the character of countless young people, as well as the many colleagues whom she inspires daily to try to emulate her. First, the excellence. Kathy Riley is, simply put, the most accomplished coach in Longwood history. 22 years here, 809 career wins, 5 Big South championships, one for the thumb, 5 NCAA tournament appearances with victories there over the likes of Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Ohio State, and get this, 0 losing seasons. She likes to win. And she hates to lose. There is no meekness in her interaction with umpires. And as evidence of Coach Riley's competitiveness, the inimitable Tim Pearson Dr. P, says he still has bruises from their days of pickup basketball. Nobody works harder, takes more seriously the little things to prepare her team for success. But Kathy would tell you quickly that her greatest accomplishment is not her record, but the new generations of young women she coaches, helps teach the value of hard work, discipline, commitment, working hard on behalf of something greater than yourself. And then the joy of seeing how those players have gone off into the world as great citizen leaders, passing those lessons on to others as teachers, coaches, parents, mentors. Kathy is also, I hope, a reminder of the great good that intercollegiate athletics can mean to Longwood and to American higher education as a whole. This is our own 100th year of intercollegiate athletics here at Longwood. I myself was among the millions of American college students who experienced firsthand how powerfully the experience of being a Division I athlete can shape you, instilling values and relationships that serve throughout your life. We take seriously here the work of preparing students for a life of citizen leadership, not just a job, and the day-to-day work of our coaches and student athletes is very much woven in with our mission. Now, I happen to think college athletics means even more than that its benefits go beyond even those directly attributed to the student athletes themselves. College sports are a key ingredient in the special sauce that has made America's colleges and universities, for all their challenges and those of America as a whole these days, all of American higher education, the envy of the world. College athletics provide an essential bond with the public that connects the work of higher education to a much broader range of people than is true in other countries. We see that not just in big-time football or basketball stadiums, but just as much in the crowds that you'll find from all walks of life at Longwood softball games each spring. Athletics have opened the doors of college to many who might not otherwise have been able to attend, and student athletes have made our institutions and our country better, leading and sometimes shaming us with their example, like with defiant and brave civil rights breakthroughs or the opportunities and aspirations made possible by Title IX. Here at Longwood, we see every day how much student athletes contribute to the vitality and community spirit of this place. Their hard work sets an example, and as a group, and not in spite of their enormous time commitments, but no doubt in part because of their enormous time commitments, our student athletes are among our very strongest students, period. Last year, as a group, their collective GPA of 3.13 was their highest in at least 20 years. Last year, a record 114 were named to the Big South Honor Roll, and a record 14 had perfect 4.0 GPAs. 2 of our 3 co-valedictorians last year were student athletes. They contribute to our diversity in almost every dimension, including internationally, and they go on to do truly great things in every career, every walk of life, putting their lessons and commitment to work on behalf of others, many as coaches and teachers, occasionally as athletes themselves, always as citizen leaders, making us proud. Each of the members of the faculty and staff at Longwood has our own role, but we are each engaged in the same basic work, making a difference in the lives of young people. Part of that joy, part of the joy of that work is listening and learning from others willing to share their wisdom. Few have acquired as much wisdom as Kathy Riley, and I am delighted she is here to share it with us all today. Coach, the podium is yours.
Woo, anything could happen now. Hope that doesn't scare you too much, Michelle. Actually, when I would like for you guys to give me just a minute here. Right, and right, and done. I just tweeted my entire speech to you guys. I don't want any of you guys to at me, okay? I'm out of here. President Reevely, I'm finished. It's up to you. Would that be it? No, I can't do that. I mean, I thought that I was being efficient. 45 seconds instead of 12 minutes. You know, I guess we'll have to go the old traditional way. I am humbled to be here, and I am willing to make a fool out of myself if it means that we can experience something special. President Reevely, thank you for inviting me. I've always heard that you have to give credit where credit is due. And I want to be the first one to say that over the last 7 years, that you have done an okay job. I have to tell you guys, you know, in all seriousness, that the last 7 years, it's almost been miraculous in terms of the changes on campus. And it's due to a lot of the people that work here, but it's also due to the person that leads us. And so I think that we owe that to him, to give him a hand for all the things that he's done this last 7 years. Thank you. Couple quick facts about me. I've been in Farmville now for 22 years, and I have been fortunate to experience so much of the local flavor. I've done just about everything that you guys can do in Farmville. I've gone to Charlie's, number 1. I've gone to McAdoo's, number 2. And I've gone to Pino's, number 3. Hey, and I've gone to Charlie's, number 4, and McAdoo's, number 5. So just so you guys know, I've done it all. And the second thing, in my 22 years here, I want you to know is that I still don't like Hampden Sydney because I'm a Lancer. A lot of people think that I'm the softball coach, but I think it's so much more than that. I think it's about being a facilitator of dreams. And I'm a person who believes that if you can dream it, then you should give it a shot. Now, not all dreams are created equally. In fact, some of them are just right, not very smart moves. And I'm a prime example of that. So in 2014, you know, I watch SportsCenter just about every day. You know, and I'm watching, and I'm seeing all these coaches, man, and you know, they're connecting with their teams, and they're chest bump, right? And they're dancing in the dance line, right? And I'm like, well, I need to get a connection with my team. So I asked the girls, I said, will you guys put me some of that new music that you guys got on my phone? Right? So they put it on there, and I had all the new stuff, right? And so one night, I don't know if it was a dream or a nightmare, but I'm on a trip, and I somehow I thought I was an entertainer. And so I'm on the bus, and I don't know what overtook me, but I get up and I go, guys, I got a song for you. So, you know, I'm going to do it karaoke style, you know, with my earphones and the music going on. And so, you know, I could have chose Happy by Pharrell, but instead I chose 0 to 100 by Drake. And you know, I'm up there getting my little rap on, and everybody's laughing and having a good time, and then all of a sudden, I see people taking my picture from the back of the bus, and people videoing, and I go, oh my God, Riley, you've done it this time. You know, so On Monday, when I got back, I called Troy. I said, Troy, I was just trying to connect my team, but I did a 0 to 100 by Drake. So in true Troy fashion, he shakes his head. He goes, that's not a very good decision, man. You got to do better next time. So Troy's reaction, though, reiterated to me, though, what I already knew, and that is that human beings are going to make mistakes, and that forgiveness is a necessity. I am truly happy to be here with you guys today, and I want that same connection with you seniors that I had with my girls on that day that I was Drake. So what's my story? Everybody's got one. So when I was in the first grade, we had books to teach us to read. Dick and Jane, The All-American Family. See Dick run, see Jane and Dick play with Spot. Well, I was supposed to look like Jane, but I looked more like Dick. So I had many years, where society would tear away at my identity and what I could become. So I found sports. It's a safe haven for me, away from a world that I felt like could hurt me. So I played like there was no tomorrow. So 20 knee surgeries later, Achilles surgery, shoulder surgery, hip replacement, I can tell you that it was still all worth it, because it taught me to push fear to the side and be passionate about the things that meant something to me. I also learned that the pieces of me that I lost along the way could be repaired. So my self-worth was molded not only by sports and athletic participation, but more importantly, by the love of my coaches, my teammates who became my friends, and and the student athletes who trusted me so much even when I hadn't earned it. So in 22 years, I learned that our greatest strength, though, is love and service. So what about you? You guys got a story, class of 2020. You can make a difference. Do you believe in social justice? If so, then help change it with all of your might. Do you believe in equality? Then go change it with everything at your disposal. People often talk about your generation and worry about how you're going to make it in the world. I say you guys are already ahead of the game, because you're a generation that loves service. You're a generation that wants to make a difference, and you're a generation that wants to make the world a better place. So one last question. Do you believe in you? If so, then you guys got to fight. Fight for your self-worth and all the things that are truly important, because society will take and chip away at what you can become. But also remember that you have the ability to repair all the damage. Choose love over fear, and walk through as many doors as you can, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Lay it all on the line, and if it doesn't work out, get up and do it again the next day. You have to love you first so that you can maintain your identity, because your greatest ability to affect others is your most important currency. You got to know that people need people. In conclusion, let's talk about Longwood. in your senior year. What a great time of your life, because you guys have earned it. I've often thought about Longwood, who we are, and what is our identity. And I've come to understand that it changes from day to day and year to year. Because Longwood is you, and you are Longwood. This group of exciting young seniors will determine their part of the Longwood story. And we can't wait to experience your version of a Longwood University citizen leader. Class of 2020, we believe in you.
Thank you, Coach. That was really beautiful. The GOAT. Look at that. All right, Class 2020, we are at Act 3 now of our 4 acts of the day. And I bet as we move through Act 3, you're going to get to cheer loudly for a professor that has made a real difference to you over your time here. So we are about to award 6 faculty awards, as well as the Simpson Distinguished Professorship. And to move through Act 3, would Provost Smith please come forward to assist? And everyone, these awards are a surprise. So in the ideal, all award winners are present, but we can cheer with abandon for them all. All right. First award of our faculty awards, I am pleased to present the Maria Bristow Stark Faculty Excellence Award. This award is made possible by an endowment created by the late Mr. Thomas J. Stark III. The award honors his mother, who was an honor graduate of Longwood's class of 1914 and later president of the Alumni Association. The award recognizes excellence in scholarship, teaching, and other professional activities. The recipient of the Maria Bristow Stark Faculty Excellence Award this year is an associate professor of analytical chemistry and the area coordinator for the Department of Chemistry and Physics, Dr. Sarah G. Porter. Our second award, I'll have the pleasure of presenting the Maud Glenn Rayford Teaching Award. The Rayford Award was established in 1990 by philanthropist J.B. Fuqua of Atlanta, a Prince Edward County native, to honor his third grade teacher, a Longwood alumna. It is intended for a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in teaching. The winner this year is an assistant professor of physical chemistry in the Department of Chemistry and Physics, Dr. Benjamin J. Topham. All right, our third award is the Maud Glenn Rayford Junior Faculty Teaching Award. The Rayford Junior Faculty Teaching Award is intended to recognize excellence in teaching for a faculty member in his or her third, fourth, or fifth year of full-time teaching. The recipient this year is an associate professor of health and physical education and the chair of the Department of Health, Athletic Training, Recreation, and Kinesiology, Dr. Michael S. Musadola. Congratulations, sir. All right, our fourth award of the six is the Provost Scholarship Award, which is intended for a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in scholarship. The demonstration of scholarly excellence may include, but is not limited to, scholarly publications or accomplishments, presentation of new disciplinary or pedagogical knowledge, public performances or shows, successful development of grants, or serving as an editor or reviewer for professional journals. The winner of the Provost Scholarship Award this year is the director of the PRISM Summer Research Program and Associate Professor of Biology in the Department of Biological and Environmental Sciences. Congratulations, Dr. Amaret R. Barber. Our fifth faculty award is sentimental. The William David Stewart Leadership and Service Award, intended for a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in service activities and who serves as a citizen leader role model for Longwood students. This award honors communication studies professor Dr. Bill Stewart, who passed away in September of 2012. The winner for this year is an associate professor of Spanish American Literature and Culture in the Department of English and Modern Languages, Dr. A. Rene Gutierrez. And our sixth award. In 1994, Longwood University initiated the Junior Faculty Award to recognize a junior member of the faculty, a person who has been at Longwood from 3 to 5 years. The faculty member must have demonstrated excellence in teaching and scholarship and participation in university activities. The Junior Faculty Award winner this year is an assistant professor of Central Asia, Russian history, world history, and modern Middle East history in the Department of History, Political Science, and Philosophy, Dr. Yulia Irodova. And now our culminating honor in Act 3, our final faculty honor, the Simpson Distinguished Professorship, was established in 2015 through a generous gift from Murray S. Simpson Jr. and Cor S. Simpson to recognize and support faculty who have demonstrated a sustained commitment to pursuing outstanding scholarship, resulting in publications or presentations or creative work in the visual or performing arts. The professorship is awarded annually at Convocation by the President in consultation with the Provost to a tenured faculty member selected from nominations by the academic deans. The recipient is the Simpson Distinguished Professor for the current academic year. The professorship carries a $5,000 summer research stipend and a $5,000 grant to support future scholarship, in addition to a one-course release during the spring semester prior to the summer, in which the faculty member elects to receive the summer stipend. This year's honoree is one of Longwood's great teachers, great scholars, and great characters. A professor who has helped shape a generation of students, made extraordinary research contributions, and played a leading role in securing national and international honors and commendations for Longwood. He has been a great citizen of our academic community, too, serving for a decade as department chair and in the faculty senate. The author of dozens of papers, working papers, and 2 textbooks at the intersection of real estate and finance. He is quoted regularly in the Virginia and national media, including outlets such as the Wall Street Journal, MSNBC, and others. He is a regular reviewer for numerous professional journals, and his prolific scholarship has helped Longwood's real estate faculty to many distinctions, among them a top 20 international ranking by the Journal of Real Estate Literature. A Longwood alum from the great class of 1990, he revealed his scholarly tenacity and aptitude early on by following his Longwood degree with an MBA and not 1 but 2 doctoral degrees from the University of Mississippi. Perhaps most importantly, he has exemplified a particularly Longwood kind of excellence, not just through outstanding and innovative scholarship that garners attention across his field and the public at large, but involving his students in the work, mentoring them and helping shape a next generation of practitioners and scholars. Those of you who know him know how painfully shy and reserved he is. But today, I am proud to shine the spotlight on this proud Lancer, Longwood's newest Simpson Distinguished Professor, Professor of Finance and Real Estate in the College of Business and Economics, Double Dr. Benny Waller. All right, another big collective round of applause for our award winners. And as Act 3 winds to a close, at a moment of ceremonial transition and anticipation, I also want to thank everyone who has assisted with today's convocation. Faculty marshals, junior marshals, the great and incomparable Brenda Ferguson Meredith, and Dr. Kevin Callahan of the Wind Symphony. Class of 2020 and cappers, I sense a mounting fervor. The moment we have been waiting for is approaching. Provost Smith, would you please reemerge to assist with the capping ceremony? Now, Senior Class President Emma Giambalvo, please come forward with your capper, Kristen Wallace. The magic words are almost about to be intoned. Emma, please stand at the front. Kristen and Provost Smith poised to do some capping. All right. Cappers, please rise. Seniors, stay seated. Wait for the magic words. Wait for the magic words. All right. By the power vested in me by virtue of my office, I hereby declare that the members of the class of 2020 are this day, September 12th, 2019, now officially recognized as seniors and capped accordingly.
All right, y'all, please have a seat. Please sit down. Thank you.
If you just start talking.
All right. Okay, guys. I know it's exciting. I almost cried. All right. Good afternoon, friends, family, alumni, and the class of 2020. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve as your class president, as well as letting me speak at this long-awaited ceremony. Now, I know those of you in the audience who know me well are probably thinking, she's never going to stop talking. I probably admit I talk too much most of the time, but don't worry, I promise not to speak more than an hour. Seriously though, I want to take a few minutes to reflect on the extraordinary, sometimes bumpy path we've been traveling, a path which has transformed Longwood from a university into our home for the past few years. From the excitement, nervousness, and anticipation we all felt on Movement Day to this very moment, we have accomplished many things. Our class has spearheaded many initiatives, taken on many roles, and made an impact on our campus and community as a whole. We have made meaningful campus-wide decisions that will benefit the upcoming generations of Lancers to come. We have been dreaming and anticipating this special day. This capping tradition is unique and one that every Longwood student looks forward to. It is a time when we officially become seniors, an occasion that can never be duplicated. Now the day is finally here. Our closest friends are sitting behind us to reveal the representations of our time on campus. The bond you have created with them will last a lifetime, as well as the memories that go with them. Often in our lives, we tend to forget about the journey it took for us to be here at this moment in time. When we reflect on our experiences, we will remember the big parts that molded our outlook on our undergraduate experience, but also cherish the small memories that made Longwood our home. Out of the many memories that I have during my time at Longwood, some of the most memorable are the encouraging meetings I had with professors. Some of the hardest times in my college career were in their offices asking for their advice on so many different things. Now, imagine sitting in your advising appointment in a sheer panic because you're afraid you took on too many responsibilities. Your advisor gives you the pep talk of your life, and then they say, everything's gonna be okay, or just keep living the dream. That advice your professors gave you will always be a part of your college adventure, advice that helps you hurdle any obstacles that may have prevented you from being seated here today. Lastly, I want to bring forward an idea, the idea of focusing on the reason you are here, not the memorable experience, but the struggles you have faced and the strength you have developed to get to where you dream of going. You should always remember the journey you sustained and right where you are now. By reflecting on your past few years here at Longwood, you might just learn something about yourselves and how your decisions influenced your lives. I will leave you with a quote from Don Williams Jr. He said, "The road of life twists and turns, and no two directions are ever the same. Yet, our lessons come from the journey, not the destination." Class of 2020, as you venture into your final semesters, live in the present, never forget your dreams, and always remember the moments that have shaped you into the people you are today. Thank you, God bless you, and go Wood.
Thank you, Madam President. Let's give another big round of applause for the class of 2020. This is a really joyful way to start the year. Act 4 has been pretty cool, and the culminating moment now is the alma mater. If we will all please stand and sing along with Hallie Leslie, class of 2020, and please then remain standing for the retiring of the colors and the recessional of the platform party and faculty. Hallie. You may retire the colors.
Thank you.